So hi guys, this is Coffee Bean Thoughts and you're watching our very first video. Today we will be talking about one of the fastest growing trends in the country, mobile payments. While some talk about it as something that is very cool and modern, most of the people have started understanding the importance of this system. A lot of people are unaware about the complexities and procedures of mobile payments. You must be hearing about so many new companies talking and launching systems in this field. Today, when Android and iOS apps are leading the tech industry with innovations such that you can order your clothes, phones, furniture and even your food through mobiles, this is something you would definitely want to know. So what exactly are mobile payments? In simple words, mobile payment refers to the service where you can pay for your goods, services or even transfer funds from your bank account directly from your mobile. You could be paying for the recent dress that you just bought or simply transferring your money to your friend's bank account. It is as simple as that. Now getting into slight details, let us understand the different types of mobile payment systems as each of them have their own advantages, place of use and convenience. So mobile payments are wholly classified into two major sections, that is, whether the transaction uses the smartphone of the person involved or no. Starting with the smaller side of the chart, what if it doesn't? In that case, the system used is known as the mobile point of sale or the MPOS. In this, the debit or the credit card of the user can be swiped using an additional gadget attached to the mobile of the receiver. For those interested, Amazon has started using this system in India in the last few months. Now coming to the wider side of the mobile payment chart, when the payment is done through the smartphone of the user. In this case, the differentiating factor is where the security of the payment system lies. If it lies in the phone itself, the method used is that of the NFC or the near field communication. Using NFC, the phone can be tapped to the machine accepting the payment and the request and the approval of the funds is exchanged. A fun fact in between. Although the method involves touching the phone to the device, the method is also called the contactless form of payment as you do not need the contact details of the person you are transferring your money to. Walmart and even the recently launched Apple Pay have used this method. With the new iPhones having the feature of fingerprint readers, verification of identity is much easier. If the security feature is not on the phone, the alternate form would be that on the cloud. The question we ask is, what is the money being transferred for? Are there any goods or services that have been purchased in exchange? If the answer to this is no, then we are talking about mobile banking or M-banking. Mobile banking enables us to operate the functions of a bank through our mobile phone, like checking our transactions, checking our balance, and transferring money. For those who are accustomed to e-banking, M-banking is very similar. The only difference being that the platform used is that of a mobile. Today, most Indian banks offer the service of M-banking, HDFC, ICICI and SBI being some of them. Now, if you have purchased some goods or services in exchange for the money that you are paying, then you have entered the world of M-commerce, which is the buying and selling of goods through wireless devices just like your mobile. Now, with M-commerce, payments can be done through a variety of ways. Starting with the simplest and the most common of them all, card payments are being used by a lot of people in these few years. The user simply enters the details of his debit or credit card into the system and the amount is debited from his account and transferred to the seller. Most common cards are those enabled by Visa, MasterCard and American Express. In the recent years, carrier billing too has become common in India. With carrier billing, users can pay through their mobile service carriers, for example Vodafone, and the amount is simply added into their postpaid billing schemes. An online bank transfer. Now this is an easy way to transfer money. If your bank offers phone or online banking, you can transfer money directly into another person's account. All you need is the account details of the person or company that you are paying. It's extremely fast and reliable. Next, we come to the other forms of payment like the e-wallet systems hosted by Paytm and Freecharge. These services act exactly like they sound. They act as your wallets online. You can transfer your money into them and then use that money for any further payments that you would want to make online. So now, why would you use a double payment method like this? Simply because they make future transactions very fast and simple. Lastly, we come to virtual currencies. These are currencies by themselves that are constructed digitally and have no relation to the foreign exchange rates of other currencies. These operate in an independent system where the rates of these currencies fluctuate based on the demand and supply of that currency itself and its availability in the market. The most common virtual currency presently being Bitcoin, while there are many others coming up in this field. Now let me remind you that no matter what form of payment you choose to do, your bank is always involved. In no means are you bypassing the bank or hiding facts from them. Like in the case of card payments or bank transfers, the money is directly transferred through your bank. In other cases, like the e-wallets, you do need to transfer the money at least once through your bank account to enable you to use it for further transactions. The only exception in this is that of the virtual currency. But yet again, you'd have to purchase the virtual currency at least for the first time, and hence all transactions are processed through the bank. Now since all of this is done on mobiles, the best platform that has emerged these days is the mobile apps or the mobile web. Now that we are done with the types and the different forms of mobile payment systems, let us look at the working and the back system of how these payments operate. So when you make a purchase online, let's say you buy a movie ticket. Now we have an issuing bank, which is basically the bank which holds your account, and there's an acquiring bank, which is the bank account of the person or the company who sold the ticket to you. And of course, we have the tech companies like the Visa or the MasterCard companies, which have set up an entire system on which these requests operate. So on purchase of the ticket, a request is sent to the acquiring bank, which checks if the customer has the Visa or MasterCard services enabled. Through these services, it sends a request to the issuing bank or the bank asking for the verification of the transaction. Your bank is responsible for the transaction and hence verifies the transaction based on a few criteria, like whether your account holds the balance, whether the card is stolen, and whether the bank is comfortable in all ways to make the payment. For example, if you have never been to China and the payment request comes from China, the bank may refuse as the transaction is suspicious. Now, if everything seems fine, that is, there is money in your account, the card is not stolen, and the bank is comfortable, the request is processed and given back to the acquiring bank, once again through the middle tech system. Now, the acquiring bank sends an encrypted code back to your device, which lets the device know that the transaction can be continued. Now, through a few other technical terms like the payment gateway, which you don't really need to understand, the transaction is completed using the passwords that you've set. With this being done, the issuing bank transfers the money to the acquiring bank, after which you and the ticket seller get the notification from the bank confirming the exchange. So why do all these people help you out with these payment systems? Of course, because they all earn money and their share of profits. The acquiring bank and the issuing bank charge a fee for providing these services to the customers, and the tech systems also take a charge from the banks for handling these requests. Now, I know all of this sounds good and sounds cool, but why should you exactly use this? So let's look at the advantages of mobile payments over the usual traditional forms of payment. So firstly, it is convenient. As we discussed earlier, you can order anything you want, including your clothes, food, book your travels, and whatnot, and that too without a computer. You could do it wherever you want, however you want it, probably even while traveling in the bus in the evening, or returning from your work. Next, it is cashless. We all know how irritating and frustrating it can get to carry cash around. Not to forget the problems while visiting the ATMs often, and still running out of cash. With mobile payments, you could directly pay without needing to carry cash all the time. Next, mobile payments are very reliable and secure in the recent years. With a lot of startups and companies investing in mobile securities, we can assure you that your money is safe, whether the transfer is into e-wallets or uses mobiles for transactions. Also, you don't have to deal with the problems of your cash getting stolen. Using mobiles for payments does make all your work hassle-free, as you don't have to wait for the right moment or the right time for you to make your payments. You can do it anytime, anywhere. Another feature is the logs of the payments that you've just completed. Most people find it difficult to remember where they spent up all their money. Through mobile payments, you could receive an SMS and a notification for every transaction that you've completed. Not just that, you use your mobile itself for checking the transactions through the mobile banking feature that we've discussed earlier. It is often a problem for people to carry the exact change all the time. With mobile banking, giving the exact amount to the seller, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Coming to a bigger advantage of mobile banking is that it is universally accepted so that you can make payments through it even if you're traveling in another country. This makes it really good to use. In fact, a lot of people are using it since you can make payments sitting at home to sellers in another country who could deliver it to your place. Payments using these are really quick and take place within a couple of seconds. These days, mobile payments are accepted by almost everyone, including e-commerce websites, ticket sellers, movie theaters, restaurants, and elsewhere. With the convenience of not having to carry your debit cards, credit cards, or cash around, payments can be done directly. Also, mobile payments are now in fashion, and knowing them and using them makes you look much more cooler and modern, just like buying things from e-commerce websites instead of the retail shops. Come on, we all know that. That's it guys for our first video. We hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. If not, do leave your feedback as to how we can improve. Bye guys, thank you.